It's that time of year again where money needs to be made for an upcoming GTA Online DLC. While we do not know what the next DLC will entail, it's always good to be prepared for what's to come. So in this video, I'll give you some quick tips on how much money to shoot for to be ready for June 17th, which is when the DLC will most likely release. Obviously, when we hear more about the DLC, I'll be sure to report back on it, so stay tuned for that. Also, a quick plug for my no death challenge where I try to beat every GTA without dying in a row. We should start off by establishing how much money you will need for the DLC. Obviously, we don't know what's in the DLC yet, but judging from the past two DLCs, we can make a pretty safe assumption what it will cost. I personally am expecting that Rockstar will release yet another new property into the game that will be tied to a business in some shape or form. Generally speaking, this will cost you $2 to $5 million depending on upgrade costs. As for vehicles, that's obviously a lot more difficult as it's highly dependent on what the theme of the DLC will be. If it's more focused on aircraft, then it will definitely be a lot more expensive than if it's just about buying a farm and riding a $100,000 tractor. Either way, the safest assumption we can make is that generally speaking, if you want to buy the new property and all the new vehicles, $20 million is a very comfortable position to be in. This doesn't take into account the potential police vehicles that we might get, as one police vehicle will generally run you about $5 million without the trade price. If you're watching a DLC trailer and you spot multiple, then obviously that number is going to go up. Mind you, aside from looks and maybe performance, they won't likely do anything different than your current police vehicles, so how worth it is to invest into even more of them will be entirely up to you. So how will you go about making sure you have enough money? Luckily, the current event week will last until the release of the DLC on June 17th. And it's a good one. Guides for everything that I'm about to mention will be in the description down below if you need them. The casino heist is giving everyone guaranteed diamonds, not just once, every single time that you do the heist. Diamonds are by far the highest value loot that you can get, and while you might be inclined to use 3 players so you can get everything, playing with 2 players will still make you a lot more money. If you need a partner to do some casino heists with, then feel free to use the comment section or join my Discord server in the link in the description. If you don't own an arcade yet, so you can actually do the casino heist, then you're in luck. The arcades are currently 30% off, and if you have $1.3 million for it, then it's definitely worth investing into, as we're making all that money back after your first heist or 2. Mind you, the very first heist that you'll be doing after getting the arcade will have cash as loot. After that, you'll be getting nothing but diamonds for the remainder of the event week. If you don't have that kind of money, then there's a couple of options that don't require any investment. The Clock and Bell Farm Raid will give you a cool $500,000 for every single time that you beat the finale. Joining others in heist via the quick play option on your phone will maybe have some mixed results, but if you are relatively decent at the game or find the right team, you'll be able to walk away with a couple $100,000 for just simply joining someone in their heist finale. The RC and Junk Energy time trials are 2 daily time trials which you will be able to earn $50,000 with if you beat the part-time. For the weekly time trial, you'll be able to earn $100,000, and if you're on the enhanced versions of the game, the HSW time trial will also earn you $250,000. So definitely go and make use of that if you have that available to you. The Los Santos tags will also earn you $100,000 for getting them all, and is also a daily activity. Or you could sell a car that's been gathering dust for a while. You could sell just a singular car every single day as a second, third and more cars after that, which just continue to have diminishing returns. So if you're gonna sell some vehicles, make sure to sell only 1 vehicle a day if you don't want to start losing heaps of money. Aside from the casino heist, there's also double money on the vehicle warehouse sales, better known as the import-export garage. Selling a top-range vehicle in a lobby of at least 20 players will allow you to earn an additional 50% on top of the $160,000 that you'll be making. every 20 minutes, which is a relatively decent amount of money. It's not gonna be as good as Casino Heist, but it is a very easy way of making money that will only require you to drive a car or fly a cargo bob or iron mule back and forth, whichever way you decide to transport your vehicle. And yes, if you don't like the risk of sitting in a public lobby, you can still earn $160,000 for each car that you sell in a private session. If you don't own a vehicle warehouse yet, I can't really recommend you getting one, as there's definitely better ways of making money in the game. The investment you're looking at would probably be around the $2 million mark, and the amount of time that would take to earn it back would just simply be too long if your sole goal is to make money for the DLC itself. Other options that you have will obviously depend on what you already own. If you have a salvage yard, a good way to make a quick $1 million is by doing all the robberies for this week. The priority file in the garment factory can earn you a quick $300,000, and the weekly challenge only requires you to do a total of 2 casino work missions for Miss Baker for another $100,000. And obviously there is the Kai Perico heist and the Dr. Dre missions if you want something different. But they're still highly effective ways of making some money as a solo player. There really is plenty of time to make enough money to be able to enjoy the DLC on launch day. GTA Online nowadays has various ways of making a lot of money very quickly. Fire up all those passive businesses if you've been really desperate for money, check your garages for any old cars you can sell, and most importantly of all, keep in mind that you don't have to buy everything on day one. As long as you have about $5 million, you'll be able to enjoy the new content that's been added, and if history serves us well, you'll end up being able to use the new vehicles during the new missions anyways. Even $20 million is very achievable with a minimal amount of playtime if you have the right amount of tools within your arsenal. Even doing just a few casino heists over the next 2 weeks will go a very long way. But with all that said, that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.